The Yeti Radio, powered by DavidLeeImaging.com. Welcome to the Phoenix music scene on the YetiRadio.com.
Good evening, everybody. I am the Yeti. Welcome to the YetiRadio.com. Tonight we've got an exclusive interview with one of Arizona's newest band, the Exxes, right here in studio, live on Twitch and YouTube. Stay tuned. Here's the intro song for you. Here they are with Dead to Me, right here on the Yeti Radio.
Around my throat, and I'm not one to complain about being choked. But you see, it's a look in your eyes. They're fucking lifeless. How the hell am I still so surprised that I never thought that you could ever take it this far? I'm glad I got away. 'Cause you're dead to me, and I'm not mad, so rest in peace. 'Cause you're dead to me, and it's not so bad. 'Cause you're dead to me, and I'm not mad, so rest in peace. 'Cause you're dead to me, and it's not so bad to say the least. And all I see are ghosts, and I can't tell if they are really there or I'm under a spell. And it's fucking getting old. I'm getting bored. 2 steps backwards, not a fucking step forward. And I never thought that you could ever take it this far. I'm glad that I escaped. 'Cause you're dead to me, and I'm not mad, so rest in peace. 'Cause you're dead to me, and it's not so bad. 'Cause you're dead to me, and I'm not mad, so rest in peace. 'Cause you're dead to me, and it's not so bad to say the least. And I never thought that you could ever take it this far. I'm glad I got away. 'Cause you're dead to me, and I'm not mad, so rest in peace. 'Cause you're dead to me, and it's not so bad. 'Cause you're dead to me, and I'm not mad, so rest in peace. 'Cause you're dead to me, and it's not so bad to say the least.
It's the Yeti Radio, and allow me to introduce the Exxes to everybody. Welcome to the studio, everybody.
Well done. Thank you.
We have Miss Rachel.
What up?
We have Miss Morgan.
Hello.
Then we have Mr. Alexi.
How you doing?
And then we have Mr. Andy.
Hey.
How is everybody doing?
Pretty solid. We're here.
Great.
It's a vibe.
So, what does the Exxes mean?
Oh, it means a lot.
Well, we're definitely just about having a good time at the end of the day. We want to bring people together, especially just with everything that goes on. Like, music's what brought us all together, and so we want to share that with other people.
Okay. Is there a particular meaning behind the name? Because there's the X's spelled out, and then there's the 2 X's.
It's all creative art. Actually, his ex came up with the name for us, so
Okay.
We tried to think of something quick and clever, and she was like, just the X's. And we're like, okay.
it's kind of crude, kind of raunchy, out there chaos.
No, because
so.
everybody's had to have been an X at least once in their life, right?
And our motto is, we're those X's you hear about.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
That definitely works.
Yeah.
They sure do like to talk about us.
Right?
Those jalopies.
So let's start with Miss Rachel. Where are you from?
Born and raised Arizona.
Arizona
You know
girl,
that
nice.
like white hospital with the weird oval windows in Phoenix? That was me.
Good Sam.
Hey.
Now, Good Sam, now known as Banner University Medical Center.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
That's what she said. Okay, Miss Morgan.
Hello. I am also from Arizona.
Okay.
I grew up in Apache Junction, so that's fun.
By chance,
Right.
by chance, do you know Gordon Circle?
I do, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Girl from Apache Junction.
Yeah. I remember when we did Battle of the Bands, they're like, you have to be from California. I'm like, no, I'm from AJ. They're like, that explains a lot.
Hey, Mr. Alexi.
Yes, I am also born and raised in Arizona. Actually, first generation of my family to be from the United States in general.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
I'm making my
Congratulations.
ancestors proud.
We share something in common.
Oh, really? Where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from southern Mississippi. That's where I was born.
Yeah.
But I'm first generation born American on my dad's side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from Germany.
We're sticking together.
Mr. Andy.
Also born and raised in Arizona. My
Okay.
family came from the East Coast in the 70s and then had me much later. But yeah, I'm also first generation in Arizona.
Okay. Awesome. A band full of Arizonans. Because we do get some montages, and that's fine. And as long as you're calling Arizona home, you're well, anybody's welcome here. It's just because it's what we do. But
That's what Arizona does really great. That and haboobs.
oh yeah, you gotta love the boobs.
Those two things Arizona is number one for haboobs. Should put that on our travel flyer.
Where were you for your first one?
For
Your first haboob?
I was actually in a building. I was actually at work, and we had it was like a 5-story building, and our department was on the 4th floor. And I don't think I was like 25. I just never experienced a haboob for some reason. So then I was just sitting there as a grown adult, looking at the window, just shocked, while all my coworkers are just kind of like, "What are you doing, man?" And I'm like, "Do you see the wall of death coming?" The first time someone explained a haboob to me, and I didn't take the name seriously. I was like, all right, what's this shit called? All right.
Well, I used to work at the Walmart in Buckeye, and that's where I got to experience my first one. Was at the front door, staring out, looking at this picture that looked like it was coming from the Mummy, and I'm like, what the hell did I just get myself into?
They don't pay me enough hourly for this. Just lock the doors. I feel that, man.
See, I didn't get to learn what a haboob was, because again, I grew up in AJ, so it's nothing but the mountain and then dirt. So that was just a Tuesday.
That was
It's just a
I
Tuesday.
a name for it. I was like, oh, it's just when the sky goes brown.
You guys have festivals for haboobs and stuff out there in AJ.
Probably.
Hey, the AJ Haboob Festival.
That's a song title. AJ Haboob Festival.
So how did you guys meet?
This is my favorite story. So I ended up meeting Alexi towards mid to end of 2019, and we decided to go hang out at the Grid, which shout out to the Grid. And we were there, and they were setting up for a rock band karaoke, which I've never heard of anything like that before, but I used to play it all the time as a kid. So we're watching them set it up, and Alexi turns to me, and he's like, I got an idea. What if we started a band, but we only played rock band karaoke nights? That was the only instruments we learned how to play, and we just kicked ass at rock band once a week.
A professional rock band.
Rock
you know
band
what I mean?
band.
Yeah.
And I looked at him, I said, that's a great fucking idea. And then, so we're talking through that, and I think...
Then we realized, we actually have real instruments at home. And the funny thing was, before I ever played guitar, which was for this band, I actually was a piano player up until that point for 12 years.
Okay.
So I came home, and at the time I was living with Andy, and I was like, hey man, me and Morgan have this really cool idea where we want to be a band, but rock band. So yada yada, and then of course the actual real instruments came in, and that's when Andy told me that he actually played drums before.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like living with you for how long? And
It wasn't that long, actually. It was a few months. You and Morgan had the idea, and because it was the pandemic, we didn't have anything to do. So we would just practice once a week, I think for like a year before we played our first show. And because it was the pandemic, we had nothing else better to do, so we stuck to practice consistently for a while.
That was our escape
Yeah.
during that hellish time.
And when did Miss Rachel join?
And then, yeah.
So one day on Facebook, because actually Andy and I went to film camp together when we were kids, made movies and stuff during the summer. It was actually really cool. But one day on Facebook, I saw one of his posts saying, hey, if you sing, we're looking for someone who sings. So I sent him some of my clips, and I didn't hear anything for months.
Wow.
Yeah. And but yeah. Well, yeah, there is a story behind that. I'll let them tell it though, because I don't know a lot about that. But apparently it was a nice little roller coaster ride. And so finally Andy messaged me again, and he was like, you want to try this? And I was like, hell yeah, I'm on my way. But I was also really creeped out by this house way out in Levine. So I sent my location to like all of my friends and was like, I'm going to this house in the middle of nowhere. Just if I don't respond to you in an hour, like call the cops. But no, I showed up. I was all like timid and shy, and they were like, ah, like they are. And we clicked immediately. I think we got really drunk that night too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first level of can you do this? We just had to say
But we jammed so hard. It was so much fun. It was magic, like immediately.
No,
And I think the fun thing that we also need to preface is by the time that Andy messaged Rachel, we had already signed up for a show. Yes. Without a lead singer, and we got Rachel into the house to do the jamming and seeing if she was going to work a month before the show was supposed to happen.
Which thank you, real quick, shout out to Chelsea, my manager, who was like, so at the time she was in for a roller derby team out here in Arizona.
Okay.
And she knew like I did a lot of music, and I've been kind of working on this because we kind of talked about it. She's a friend and stuff. And one day she was like, "Man, I got the show coming up. You guys should do it." And I was like, "No." And then she's like, "No, you can do it. You got this. Sign up. You got this." And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, we do got this." So like I rushed downstairs, tell my bandmates, and they're like, "We don't have a lead singer, man." And I was like, "Oh yeah, we need that on." So yeah, we just started just scattering for that, and then
because we wanted to be a three-piece for a while. We thought we could pull off being a three-piece, and then realized that you can't play guitar and do anything else.
No,
and I can't sing and play bass.
Actually, I don't think any of us was supposed to play what we were supposed to play.
Because when we started the band, it was originally we were gonna be like the reverse White Stripes.
Right, I was gonna be on drums, you were gonna be on guitar, and that was gonna be it.
And sing, and that was just it.
And actually, Andy was a stand-in. I was like, "Can you just be there while we write the music?"
Just
So me and Mark to
yeah.
fill, yeah. And then we realized how good we actually were. And we're like, "All right, we should probably just keep you forever."
You're stuck.
Yeah, you're gonna probably just stick with us forever. And then that show came along in September.
Yeah, my mom's birthday, 9/11.
Shout out to Emily. Show came around in September. Then we literally found you like
a month
before, right?
Yeah.
It was like August. We're like,
You
hey.
guys had lyrics written for like two
Yeah,
songs?
two of
the six.
Yeah, two of the six songs.
And
Yeah.
I had to write lyrics for the rest of them. Like,
In a month.
yeah. Just like, okay, and I was pulling out lyrics that I had for years. I was pulling stuff out of my butt, It was great. It was great.
It was
fun.
the epitome of like the uncle throwing you in the deep side of the pool and be like, swim! Just hold your breath and float at least, dear God.
She did really well. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's still
Right.
here, so obviously something
I
happened.
remember my brother be like me after the first show, like, "Man, how long you guys been like together? Your lead singer really had it down." And I was like, "Oh yeah, man, we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
This has totally been a thing." Fake it till you make it, all right?
Yeah.
So, what exactly got you guys into music? What's
Start, Rachel? I feel like it was too
Yeah. Start with one.
Well, you can ask my mom. I sang before I talked. And I told them since I was little, I'm going to be famous one day. I'm going to be performing one day. I'm going to be on stages. That's what I'm going to do. Since I was a little kid, I knew that's what I wanted. And I played piano since I was little. Always been obsessed with Evanescence, Amy Lee, you know, and they make fun of me for it, but, you know, I don't care.
Yeah, we appreciate you more than ever.
But, yeah, it's just always, it's my blood.
That is awesome.
I started my music playing bass in like my little dinky elementary school upright bass. My grandpa played a lot of like swing and like Lawrence Welk, like Baby Elephant Walk, like that type of stuff. And I loved that stuff. I still like do pinup nowadays to like tie into that. And then my mom and dad both have very interesting music tastes, and I also wasn't like really allowed to listen to a lot of like I call modern music, but modern music at the time, because we grew up really religious. So it was either like Christian modern music or Reba McEntire from the 80s and Led Zeppelin, Whitesnake, Cinderella, Motley Crue, like that type of stuff. So I just come from a really weird background of like just enjoying music and taking it in and wanting to be like those crazy rocker dudes with the big hair.
Hair metal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As you can see with the Tito's do-rag, yes.
Yes.
It's a bandana.
My bad.
Turned into a do-rag.
Yeah, I mean, we eventually got there. She had to evolve a couple times, but yeah. So at the time, I was in high school and I was trying to learn piano. So I actually tried learning piano for a girl that I wanted to ask out. So I learned like one of her favorite songs, and I showed her, and I was like, "Do you want to go to homecoming?" And she was like,
What was that song about?
"I'm Yours" by Jason Mraz. Yeah, and she was like, "No," and I was like, "Cool, all right." So I'm not gonna stop this though, because this is fun. And at the time, we actually had my grandfather living with us, Yanni. And I was really bad at piano. Like I was not good. And my family was like, "Hey, you should probably like learn a little bit more before you keep like slamming on those keys." But Yanni was like, "Nah, man, just keep going. You'll figure it out. You'll get there." And then I did. And then after a while, it started to kind of sound like music for once, which was fun for me. And then yeah, I just kept playing and kept playing. And I actually got to the point where I was in a band called Dad. And then a band called Altercation, where I wrote my first guitar song there. And then when Dad and both Altercation stopped, at that point I was like, all right, I just want to play guitar for my next thing. So then that's when we went to the grid, had a little moment, and then I just stuck with guitar at that point. And just been playing since, and it's been a lot of fun, learning a lot, you know, which is great because I feel like it kind of comes through with our music of how like some of our earlier stuff is a little more simple than now. Like you have like salt water, and like I'm actually using the other strings on the fret, which if you didn't know, a guitar has 6 strings, by the way, so and you can use all of them, which is great. But yeah.
I actually come from a family of drummers. I did not want to be a drummer. I actually wanted to be a guitarist.
Okay.
And I found out I was no good at that, so I ended up going into drumming, the family hobby. My dad claims that Marlon Brando taught him how to play bongos in New York City. I don't know if that's true, but it's a good story. So got started with that. Just mostly playing just to play something. And then School of Rock came out. I saw that in theaters with my friends at the time. And we all decided to start playing more and playing together. And that was how I started my first band and kind of went from there.
Awesome.
So School of Rock like inspired multiple, because like I remember seeing that movie for the first time and seeing Jack Black, and I was like, I want to be that. Yeah. Like I want to eat a sandwich from a kid because I'm hungover and.
I know the first time I got to see you guys, and I don't know how new you were at the time. Was at the 44 for the soft opening.
Yeah.
That was one of our first.
Early.
That was one of our first shows. Like it was in our first.
It was these first 5.
Yeah.
Moving that day.
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
That we had 2 shows that day.
And I was moving.
Yeah.
They begged me to play these shows. I was like, guys, why are you doing this to me?
Well, at the time, we just wanted to take any. I mean, we still, but want to take whatever we can get and play wherever we can get and perform. And yeah, you definitely showed up that day. It was a rough day, but you definitely came through. So
I showed up sweaty and tired.
yeah.
Well, I still have the picture. And
Oh yeah.
you guys just got off stage. You were probably
I was the great.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, we probably could have wrung you out and filled up a bucket or two.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he leaves nothing. Leaves everything on stage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what transpired when you guys met Penny and Travis and went for the battle?
God,
Travis,
yes,
first off.
we love them.
Thank you, Penny and Travis.
Yes. I mean, I think we really got to meet them at that show too. I think that was when like we had talked to them like over social media and like got talking about what shows we want to do. But we are good buddies, our band dads with Addicted, Hector and Frank and Tommy and Stan, the boys. So they kind of introduced us to them kind of through that menagerie of people. And that day at the 44, Travis came up as we were tearing down, and he's like, "Who's in charge?" And Alexi immediately pointed to me. And he's like, "She is." I was like, "Okay, I guess." And he was like, "Hey, we're doing this thing called Battle of the Bands. These are what we're thinking of. Is this something you would want to do?" And we're like, "Heck yeah, I want to do one Battle of the Bands just to say I did it, Yeah. And so they got us on the books, and it was a long while later, just because they've been doing so much with all the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah, Travis and Penny
They stay busy. We love them for it.
Oh, they do. They do a heck. In fact,
bunch.
that night I think was my introduction. So I knew of Penny before from a job that we shared, but we never actually interacted.
Yeah.
So somebody actually introduced us, and then they invited me, and I want to say that was the first show I attended.
Okay.
So that was really cool as well.
The butterfly effect, man. It's wild.
Honestly, with the amount of effort and work that Penny and Travis put into everything,
Yeah.
I mean, they open a lot of doors for a lot of people. I mean, even like, and it's the simplest ways that get people going. If you look at Addicted, what Addicted did for us, they were some of the first guys we happened to get on a bill with one of our first shows. I remember distinctly talking with Hector and Frank after the show. We all kind of had that camaraderie, and man, those guys came through, and they got us to Penny, then Penny got us to Battle. So it was this domino effect. We've just been really lucky.
Yeah.
And really fortunate to have people like them in our lives.
I was gonna say, I think we had a conversation where every show we've done has backtracked to a show before it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the cool things about at least Arizona, because I've never played in any other music scene, but it's so cool that we all have such a tight-knit community no matter where we are, that we can literally play this like the 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon game, but with the Arizona music scene,
Right.
and really just like be all a part of each other's growth and support.
Because Arizona really is like that. Like, I remember me going to a lot of like FOL shows, and seeing like their camaraderie and be like, man, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
All the distinction to the band, and my buddy Aaron, he really kind of turned me on, to that side of music in general, where it wasn't just performing or this and that, but you had like this group of people who all just wanted to support each other, and I think Arizona, really does that very well.
Mm-hmm.
People are very vocal in Arizona too. If they like a band, they go out of their way to tell other people about it, spread the word about it, make sure people are putting their ears to it.
Yeah.
That's not really happening in a lot of other places. But it definitely happens a lot in Arizona.
And that's awesome, and very much so. And Penny and Travis will be here tomorrow night for a little show.
Love
They're going to
you.
get to actually run a show. I'm just turn the station over to them. They're gonna play their favorite bands and favorite music, and
let them do their thing. Yeah.
a little tidbit of an interview, because we've been in interviews together before, so it's not so much getting to know us now. It's what's going on in the future. What's happening. Give us some of that, and then they're going to go into playing some of their stuff, and then Hector and the guys Addicted will be here Sunday promoting their.
You better.
For our boys. Show them some love.
They'll be promoting their show for the 18th over at the 44 with Two in the Chest and Brian Mogul, but
That's gonna be a big one.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
I'm going
huge.
to the show. It's my birthday that day.
Yeah, so we'll see you there.
Yes, you better.
Absolutely. So, other than the standard, don't give up, keep going, keep pushing forward, as far as advice goes, is there anything outside of the normal push for excellence that you've been given?
Let's see. You want to go first?
Yeah, let's give
Yeah, just go down the line.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Have the hard talks.
Okay.
You want to, speak your truth. Be honest with each other, even when there's friction and you don't want to. Like, have the hard talks. Like, we've probably sat down and had family meetings every other month since we got together, and we'll sit and we'll talk for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and just sometimes we're really angry with each other. It happens, but we work through it every single time because we have those talks, and that's my advice.
Turning
Well, the,
those moments into learning opportunities and coming together really kind of helps. Absolutely.
The old analogy is a band's harder to keep together than a marriage.
I can speak on that personally. I think my advice is make sure you find people that not only are you comfortable to have those hard conversations with, but people that you genuinely want to be around and do this with. Like, every time that I go on stage or anytime that we do anything related together, I'm like a weird fan for these three more than I'm excited for myself sometimes. Like, we'll have an opportunity to be like, oh my God, Alexi, you get to do this thing. You've been doing music for 12 years. You're doing this thing. Or, oh my God, Andy, that was so kick-ass. Like, or Rachel, you hit that note. Like, I act like a fan in a weird sense because I love these guys. And
getting excited about those small moments.
yeah. And I get to share all of
way.
this with them. And there's not any three other people I would want to share that with besides these three.
Amen. Some of my biggest advice would be to trust your bandmates. I went into this with a lot of preset notions of these are who my idols are, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to sound like. And again, doing it for a little bit, I and being in a few other bands, I really wanted this one to be exactly what I projected and what I thought. But working with everybody, I learned something where, trust your bandmates. They have good ideas. They have, even if it's something you guys don't use, try it out. Let the weird kid talk. Is the best way I can put it. Because especially, when we first started, we started with a very punk mindset. Jack White and the White Stripes, right. Viagra Boys, Gorillaz, these were a lot of like really big influences for me. So then we wrote the whole set out to have this kind of like quick punk vibe to it. And then we got an opera singer. And we were like, oh, we should probably start writing some new stuff. And that, like, it took us all out of our comfort zone, which was great because we had that trust with one another to like, all right, let's try this to see if it works. It failed. Let's pick ourselves back up. And then we're still doing it to this day where we're fine tuning that sound. But we're getting really close, and we have some new things hopefully coming up here soon. That
awesome.
We'll be showcasing here soon. But yeah, no, just trust your people and stick with them. And I think you said it best. It's kind of like a family. You gotta trust your family. This is what you got and who you got, and push through it. Sometimes those days get hard.
I think I have two pieces of advice. One is band related, one is kind of experience related. This one probably seems pretty simple, but it's the one that I keep coming back to is we never assume that we know everything. I think we practice before each show we play. We like make time that day to practice beforehand so we can feel confident. We just do not take for granted that we're like, if we don't use it, we lose it. If we have to stay on top of the ball, it's very important that we keep that muscle flexed. So if anything happens, we're going to be going with the flow. That kind of goes into the second piece of advice, which is, especially when you're starting out, get very zen very quickly. Kind of, if you can, lower or eliminate your expectations. Just whatever the venue looks like, whoever's there, whatever's happened that day. If car accident happened, I think our first day, for our first show, someone got in a car accident.
We all
Andy was the only one who wasn't.
That's right. Yeah, our first show, we got into a car accident.
So, like, there have been shows where chords have been forgotten, shows where I forgot my sticks. Things will happen.
My power supply wasn't there one show.
And the sooner that you can get cool with it and just try to enjoy yourself, the more of a good time you are going to have. Absolutely.
Yeah, and those things are going to happen, I feel like.
They will.
It's like a rite of passage.
Accepting that it will is the key, though.
Yeah.
Find your zen. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think for me, as from being an outsider, because I'm not a musician, I'm a fan of music. I love to listen to music, and this is where I get to listen to stuff that not everybody else is listening to, and I listen to stuff that's not being controlled by somebody else.
Right.
So that's my perspective on what I do. But what I've always been told by bands that I've been around in previous professions is always play for that one person that's standing in the back of the room. You don't know who they are. You don't know which one it is. You don't even know if they're there. But always play for them because, you know, it could be the one.
Yeah.
We've had to learn that because we played for so long, practiced for so long, we kind of stopped listening to our own music. We kind of stopped hearing what we were doing. So I was personally surprised when people said that they were fans of some of the music we did because we played it so many times. I couldn't really hear what they were hearing.
It became so rudimentary in our own ears.
Yeah.
It was like muscle memory.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Well, Biomag says, "Yo, the Exxes are the raddest."
Oh, hey, thank you.
So that's Aaron from FOL. Shout out to
Thank you, Aaron.
our boys.
Morgan, I'm hoping Carson's a friend.
Carson's my brother.
Okay.
He has a really cool cowboy hat.
Yeah, can I shout out Carson for that?
Absolutely.
My brother is 3 years younger than me. I'm 26. He's 23. He is 6'3", almost 300 pounds. That's a big age gap or weight gap. But anyway, every single show he has come to, it has been in a Wu-Tang shirt, his steel-toed cowboy boots, and his cowboy hat. Every single time. And it's like, I don't know, it's a show when my brother does that because he's a cowboy, like countryman, he's a mechanic, does all this stuff, but
Sounds
he
like
still
a movie.
shows up.
Honestly,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
he
No.
sounds like a character from a Quentin Tarantino film.
But yeah, no. So it's kind of a rite of passage.
That's the vibe of the Exxes right there. The cowboy hat and a Wu-Tang shirt at a very small venue for a punk band. That's exactly what we try to do.
Emily is your
Mom.
Your mom, okay.
Yeah.
And Judith.
That's my aunt.
Your aunt, okay.
It's a family reunion.
No, hey, by all means, we don't get a whole lot of interaction on the chats during the show, so it's really nice. And then Penny's like, "I'm watching you."
Oh, you're talking to the mic.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
Penny.
But yeah, it's a whole lot of fun, and you guys, when you made it through the first round, what did you think?
This wasn't real.
So we got through it, and we love Boss Hectic. I wish they weren't so far away because I love those guys. They're awesome. The first round happened, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I remember me already drinking to get ready for the fact that we lost, and I was like, all right, this is gonna hurt a little bit, but because Boss Hectic came out, they gave a hell of a performance,
Yeah.
and those guys they're tight. I don't know if you've ever seen Boss Hectic, but
I was there.
They're just a tight group, and it's kind of weird to say, but I feel like our style kind of bounces around. Throughout our set, we start with some of this, we give you some of that, and we end up with a mess of everything. But Boss Hectic, they perfected their craft, so yeah, we were all really excited and surprised. Yeah.
It's when you do something like that, it's kind of hit or miss. Like either people love that you do weird shit and you just do it all over the place, or they hate it and they're just like, just stick to one thing, and we'll never do that.
We have too much ADHD.
You do have a shock factor, yes. But that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's been working out for us.
I just remember thinking, holy shit, now we have to actually do this. Like,
Was that your first resemblance? Oh my god, we're gonna be a band.
yeah, essentially like, oh, it's gonna keep going now. Okay, all right. What's next? And what's next? And what's next? And what's next? I'm so ready. I'm so excited.
So how did you prepare for the finals?
Do we want to get into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So, okay, we talk about family meetings and, conversations of like having it be tough. And if anyone tells you being in a band is all ups and, everything's great, it's not. We went into Battle of the Bands thinking that was going to be our last show as a band. We were totally ready to walk away from it, knowing that we were proud of what we were going to do. Like, we had fun. This was a fun thing to go on.
Yeah, but it was becoming a lot.
But it was just a lot. There was a lot going on, and we didn't have those family meetings as frequently as we as we do now, and all that. And it just, a lot of stuff boiled up, and we were just like, okay, I don't want to hate these people. Let's just end it here. And we went out, gave it all like we knew, we wanted to. We wanted to make sure that, this was what it was. And the boys at Headhunt and the guys in Everest, like, we were like, yeah.
All on smoke, yeah.
It was great. And so, we're going through listening to it and having a good time. And they call us on stage and they're like, all right, third place Headhunt. We're like, okay.
Yeah.
That's weird, but okay. Cool. And then they're like, at first place, the Exxes! By 2 points.
By the way.
And we thought, again, we weren't expecting anything. We were just expecting to go out and have a fun time.
Yeah, it was just our last hoorah, if anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And literally, I can't remember who posted the photos, but I have them on my phone, and you can see my face. and Andy's face. We were just, literally, I think I'm like, in one of them. Yeah. And so when that happened, we're like, well, guys, we have something, and we need to figure our shit out, because we have something, I guess.
The shit just got real.
Yeah, literally. And so we all sat down, we all literally put it all out there. Like, I think this was the, like...
Probably one of the most honest conversations I've ever had with somebody.
Yeah.
It was...
Yeah, and so we got it all out there. We realized, we want to do this. Like I said, there's not 3 other people I would want to do this with besides these 3. And we all kind of came to that conclusion, and it's honestly, it was kind of that, like, light bulb moment of, like, oh.
It was definitely a milestone for the band.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when Chelsea got us that first show. I was like, no, you guys are doing this, you got it, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She supported us, and then we went out there and it worked. It was another moment like that where we were lucky enough to have this thing happen where we won, and now we're here, counting our stars and thanking Travis and Penny for the opportunity to begin with.
Fault.
Yeah.
This is their
It's their fault.
Whatever happens next, you can blame Travis and Penny for all of it.
Yes, you guys saved the band.
Yes. You got credit for it? Let's go.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
Could deal with the pressure.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, being involved with Penny and Travis with Rockin' Free Live, and being there for several of the battles, and seeing what the judges, or how the judges expressed to the band members of every band, their strengths, their weaknesses, what to do to help the weaknesses. And you, as well as several other bands that I got to see perform and go through that with the judges, you took everything that was told to you to heart.
Oh, yeah.
And ran with it, and I think that's one of the things that makes you guys stick out, along with the previous battle. It was the same thing. It was the bands that took what they said and ran with it, and just went from a baseball to a watermelon.
Yeah.
Just expanded that much.
And that I think I got one of the nicest compliments, because I'm a big fan of Brian Mogul. Even before I started, any of this, he was one of those dudes I followed in Arizona, because it's Brian Mogul. Dinner and a show with him. And I think he said one of the nicest things to me, which was, you're a guitar player who doesn't play any solos, but you still kept me intrigued. And then I made the comment of me being the most okayest guitar player in the world. It's that judges panel that they had. It just, all those guys are there, and even in our first battle of the bands, they gave us some really good feedback. Just even about like my tonality and just small things. And we really live for that. We love hearing back, what people have to say, and we don't take it personal, and we don't. Which is nice to work with people. These three is that none of you really guys attach your.
Yeah, we suck. How do we improve?
Yeah, exactly. There's no ego attached to anything. It's nice to have that room to grow, and I think that kind of the mentality started with me and Morgan. Be like, we don't really know what we're doing with these instruments, but we're gonna start playing them.
I always tell people, even in like my day-to-day life too, I was like, hit me with the worst thing you could tell me, because I guarantee you my best friend has told me something worse. Yeah. And that's this one.
Me and this girl's seen it all.
Oh,
yeah. What is your favorite song to perform?
Ooh.
Oh, Rachel, we'll start down the line.
Honestly,
You want least favorites too?
No.
I have two different genres. My first favorite one is, you guys are probably going to be surprised, but Ring. It's just really, it really makes you want to kind of like, jump, like punch somebody, yeah.
Hang on, I didn't see that again.
That. And the lyrics mean a lot to me as well. And then my other favorite one is Saltwater.
Okay.
That one was actually written by Exxes. And it's just, it's really deep and like kind of like touches the soul in a way, and that's why it's one of my favorites. Plus I get to belt on it, which is fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, especially because you were given some pointers vocally on the first battle, and when you came back, you nailed it to the wall.
I'm pretty sure the first battle, I couldn't hear myself, which is my own fault. I should have said something about that. So I was like yelling the entire time, like just going full blast. And thankfully, the next time I was able to hear myself really well and actually able to do my inflections and take on that advice that Dell gave me and give it my all. Thank goodness. Yes. Thank you, Dell.
So one of mine's a cover we do, and one of mine's an original. I feel like that's a fair thing to say. My original that I love playing is Out for Blood.
Okay.
I love playing it because it really ties into that old swingy roots that got me playing bass in the first place. And also, I just love the story behind it. We do a lot of stuff with the Painproof Punks in our genre of things. They just do so much stuff. I'm just happy to be a blip in the radar of what they do. But
check them out.
But in our world, we do a lot of stuff with them. And so we actually, Alexi had the idea to write Out for Blood specifically for Rusty the Clown. She's the ringleader, so to speak, of the Painproof Punks. And so we wrote this for her to specifically do her like oddities, burlesque, like laying on beds of nails, doing all that cool stuff that I'm too chicken to do. And so we wrote it specifically for her. And so every time that I play it, I just have a lot of fun thinking of that first show we did it with, and just the whole. It's a fun vibe. The lyrics are like aggressive, but like catchy. Not even catchy, they're like kitschy in a weird way. Like they've got like some little like grit to it. And then my favorite cover we do is one we recently started, and it's not what you think it is. It's Aerials. That was so much fun. We debuted that cover at the finals for Battle of the Bands, and I just have so much fun playing it. I feel like a total rock star, even though it like we could be in the tiniest corner of like when we played at Palo Verde Lounge. We were literally, there was no stage. We were just on the level floor, and like I still felt like I was in like State Farm Stadium, like blasting that out. And so yeah, it's just they're two different vibes, but it's a lot of fun either way.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna say Out for Blood too, because that one's just so much fun, and I have like one of like my first little guitar solos that I wrote. It's not really, it's like, but it was one of those songs where I was like, oh, there's other strings on the guitar. Cool. That one in Saltwater, but it's a really 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 fun song to play, and then. Just thinking about the Pain-Proof Punks and Rusty and all of them, they're just a really supportive, really amazing group of people to know who've helped us out. So it's one of those like milestones or like pinnacles where we gave something, we got it back, and then that synergy happened with people in the scene. And then my second one is definitely Wish You Well. It's so simple, it's so fun, but I'm a huge Radiohead fan, and it gives me a lot of like Creep vibes of how it just picks up. And then I love hearing what Rachel does, because there's a part where she just holds out a note, and then the music changes, and she's still hitting the same note, and her voice just works on both levels. And it just, every time I hear it, there has been a time I just didn't get chills or instantly just get into the music. It's one of those for me, and I think that was the first song you and I wrote together. Yeah. I came to you with the music, and then I was like, I don't have anything else, and you're like, I got lyrics, and I was like, let me hear them. And then I think the first thing you said, I was like, cool, let's go.
We kind of all came up with the concept for that song.
Yeah.
We all went in on that one.
Yeah, but it's a really, and again, I love very effective and very simple music, and I think Wish You Well does that does that well.
I also think Wish You Well is my favorite. It's definitely our most emotional song, and it feels like anytime we play it, at least one of us is working through something on stage while we're going through it and putting that into the song. And because it also comes usually at the end of our set, it's usually the one where we don't hold anything back. We're just leaving it all out there with this one final blowout. So that's why I also love playing Wish You Well the most, for sure.
Okay. Awesome. So how long was it after you won that you got to go into the studio with Mr. Tommy Gibbons?
Right away.
Less than a month? Less than a month?
Less than a week.
It was like a week.
Yeah, it was like a week later.
Like 1 or 2 weeks at most.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
very
I had
quickly.
my
Okay.
niece's birthday, but that was it. Like, that was the only thing.
Yeah, I think
Wasn't it on the 11th?
Something like that.
Yeah.
After.
No, because the 11th was my niece's birthday. We went the 4th, had that weekend off, and then we went in 2 days, and we cranked all of our.
Yeah. Shout out to Tommy, by the way.
We love
Yeah, Tommy Gibbons.
Tommy.
Well, I also got fortunate enough. He's coming here next month, so
Yeah.
on the 21st. So
Very cool.
yeah.
He had a lot of good stuff to say in the studio.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how is he as a music producer? How does
He's honest. To say the least, Tommy is honest, but it's good, and everything he does, like it's nice to have that support coming from a producer, because he could have been one of those guys who just like flipped on the switches and was like, all right, good luck, and then like let us do whatever, then he just technically put it in time and then send it out. But no, he pushed us. Yeah, he works hard, and he, from the second we got there, he had ideas. He tried things out, and he was really receptive. When we said, hey, let's try this and that, he pulled through for us, and especially doing a free 3-song recording. That's a lot to ask of somebody, but no, he was great to work with.
He even rewrote stuff for like little parts where he
Yeah.
had ideas.
Yeah, he had
would
ideas
help
and-
us, reevaluate and reimagine it.
Yeah, because we always wrote music with a sense of it's just us 4 performing live. But working with Tommy, we got to realize that we can add layers to music and do things with it, and you know what I mean? Which is actually pushing us as a band to hopefully make some changes here soon and do some other stuff. We'll keep on the DL for now, but
keep us intrigued?
Oh yeah,
keep us watching.
absolutely. Yeah, but no, yeah.
We have been talking about some things, some stuff.
It takes a village, but we'll get there.
I just called me the one in the construction suit.
Yeah, yeah, but no, Tommy was great, and working with him and what he put on the table for us was just something we never thought we were gonna get, in our music careers, and yeah, it was nice to have that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So does the EP have a name yet?
We're working on
We're-
it. We have some ideas.
We're tossing some things around. There's
Okay.
a work in progress. We don't want to give all the secrets away,
No,
but just
inquiring minds. That's all.
keep in mind.
Fingers crossed. I'll say that.
So just the 3 songs, or
We're actually doing 3 more. So we're
Okay.
actually going back to Tommy and gonna finish up and do a 6-song EP.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Do we have any kind of time frame as far as?
I think hopefully by the end of this month we'll get back in the studio. We got to reach out to him, figure things out scheduling wise. Because in May we're actually going to take a little bit of a hiatus. I'm having my firstborn son.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah.
Hero.
Yeah, the clock is ticking, so we want to get the EP out, do some things in that sense, take our little hiatus, and then do a couple shifts within the band here and there, and then come out with a whole new sound and a whole new presence, to say the least.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I won't let you be a bad dad.
I know. I don't think anybody in my life will allow me to
Oh
be
yeah,
a
no.
bad-
You may be the big scary one, but as you say, it takes a village.
Amen.
You got 3 other band parents.
Yeah.
If
I know they don't look like you, but this is your family, technically. Well, Rachel a little bit.
Crazy Aunt Rachel over here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, if you could open for anybody,
I already know Rachel's answer.
No, actually, I think you're going to be surprised. I'm calling it out.
Let's see.
past or present,
And don't you dare
if you could bring them back to life,
Oh, if they're
open it up.
Oh,
Whoever.
I'm a necromancer.
Today we're doing an unboxing.
Motionless in white.
I'm sorry.
Motionless in white.
Oh, you did change it.
No,
Okay.
I didn't. I thought very hard about it. And I was like, with our sound and everything, because I know you think that I was going to say Evanescence.
Yes.
But we're not good enough yet.
Who says?
Ideal world.
She is a queen, okay? She's a queen. But no, Motionless in White would be freaking fun as fuck.
God, that's hard. When you said dead or alive, that you tripled my idea, because I told you, like I said earlier, I grew up listening to most of them are dead now. I mean, and this has nothing to do with our sound or anything, but just to be able to be in the backstage with, God.
Right?
Oh,
You
it's
have to
so
consider
hard.
The whole aspect of
I would
it.
say just to be able to be backstage and pick his mind. I love David Bowie. I love David Bowie so much. He's such a weird creature on stage, and while I'm never going to look like that on stage, just having that presence of him, I would love to. Girl, I'm not doing that shit. I'm telling you right now. I want to be comfy so I can go do the stupid stuff.
That's what his bandmates also said. he was like, hey guys, wear eyeliner, and they were like, no. And then they did a show where they all did it, and then people lost their minds.
Oh, yeah.
After the show.
But just being able to be to be around a creative presence like that, or Led Zeppelin, because I'm just that girl.
Yeah. Viagra Boys. Easy. I want to go through all my heroes, but I'm gonna just take the advice of never meet your heroes. Tom Waits, Damian Albarn, Jack White. I'm just gonna keep them at a distance, but I feel like just parting with the Viagra Boys would be wild. And I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they have a really like punk funk sound. It's this really kind of niche groovy thing where they don't go too crazy, but they do, and I guess is the best way to put it.
So weird.
Yeah, the lyrics. Yeah. It's every song tells a story, but yeah, easy Viagra Boys. I would just do it just solely for the fact that I can just see that man perform and then have a shot with him.
Yeah.
Nice.
Huh. I'm surprised he didn't say this one. I was going to say Amigo the Devil. Because that would introduce us to a whole new kind of audience that we really want to get into. I also think System of a Down would be great. We owe a lot to them, I think, and being in any room with them would be incredible. Love those guys.
I was saving that for you. I did the dumb thing so you can do the smart thing, man.
Let's see.
Someone's got to do it, all right?
We can count on you.
This is what I'm here for, all right? Someone's got to plunge into the darkness.
Well, I tell you what. You have an EP coming out soon that is nameless. And you did send me a little tidbit for everybody.
Yep.
So in closing, I want to thank you guys very much for allowing
Thank
me the
you,
opportunity
Yeti.
to bring you
Yeah,
here.
thank
And is this your...
This is our first
This is our
Your
first
first
interview.
interview.
First podcast, first live stream.
This is our
It's a lot of
This
firsts.
is
Yeah.
our first EP.
How do we do? Be honest.
Outstanding.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a free-for-all.
We're always
Like
looking
I
for
said,
approval.
You guys have a very special shock factor that is amazing. It's not over the top. It's perfect.
Yeah.
The pictures from being in the studio. Okay.
Oh man, I have so many more.
Those almost made it on top of those almost made it on the picture. I was like, no, I want to, but yes, thank you guys.
Thank you.
No,
Really
thank you,
appreciate
Yeti. This has been a lot of fun, man. We appreciate it.
It's a blast. And when you get a music video made, if you haven't,
Oh.
Talking about
We're yeah, about to say. Yeah.
have you seen Focus TV yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're already aware.
Oh, yeah.
I always got to give him his plug because
Oh, yeah.
we got to get, if you don't have the app, download the app.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Home screen.
definitely going to save independent music
Yes.
and kick the, record labels can keep doing what they're doing. We're going to keep doing what we're doing.
Hey, man, we're on the right side of this battlefield. I agree.
No jabs at them because they've got jobs and fat paychecks to pay for.
Yeah.
But,
We just got motivation and spite, I think.
right, absolutely.
rage.
But
Yeah.
it's been an honor and a pleasure, and thank you.
Thank you.
And best of luck to you.
Thank you.
If you get the opportunity to play at the rooms,
Oh yeah.
please take it.
Yes.
I don't care.
I think we already have.
Have you played already?
Yeah, I think Brian asked us like yesterday.
Something like that.
Well, he messaged me on Monday, but
Or is that the one in August?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So August 12th we'll be there,
See you there.
which is my birthday month. So if you're watching this, come out.
Well, I guess this isn't going to be a secret now.
What?
We're going to live stream it.
Oh, this is
Let me tell you how exciting Brian was, because he asked me to help him, and I'm like, I don't put shows together. I don't, and but he's like, I'm like, I can live stream it, and he's like, hell yeah. And then I went to put it on my calendar, and it's, I want to say it right because it's not a holiday, but
It's a holiday-ish day.
it's a holish. It's my birthday month. The whole month is a holiday.
it's not on this calendar. It's
Women's equality, right?
Huh?
Women's equality.
yes, Women's Equality Day. So I made the suggestion to get female bands or female fronted bands, and he took it and ran with it. So
Thanks, Yeti.
Shout out to
No,
Yeti on Yeti Radio.
I just like the fact that he took it and ran with it and put this thing together already, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, Brian does that very well. He
it's
does
August.
Bring people together and plan things out and really just make it a production.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
I definitely got to get with Mike over at the rooms and find out what else they've got going on, because I've been trying to get some stuff done with them as well. But
Yes.
sorry?
I have no
He said
idea.
it's 420 friendly as well.
Oh yeah.
That, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just so you know.
Due to friends, I understand that community, and I have to professionally turn down.
Of course.
So I don't want anybody to get offended if I get offered and I say no.
Oh, you're good.
So just so people understand.
You and me, Yeti, will be in the sober corner.
Yeah, I don't know what life would be like that way.
Yeah.
It's strange enough for me now, and I'm like, oh, you want to add that? Wait till I retire, maybe. Maybe once. If I survive it, then we'll talk. But again, thank you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On winning the battle and getting with Mr. Tommy. And that's just got to be exciting. Because you guys have actually been together how long?
So we started this 3 years ago?
Yeah.
3 years?
3 years ago we started. It was so we came up with the idea January 10th, which is JC's birthday. I love that. Of 2020.
Yeah.
And then we practiced for like 2 years, but we've only been playing live for like a year and a half now.
Okay. So a year and a half playing live.
Just making the music before we decided to actually go
Do
out
it.
there and do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've come so far so fast.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's been a ride, and again, shout out to Addicted because man, those boys got us started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were really the ones that they got us shows, they got us in front of people, and yeah, and that's how we met Travis and Penny. And
I'm gonna have to work on getting some more microphones.
I know, right?
I think I might have to start a microphone GoFundMe account. But with that being said, again, everybody that is watching live or going to be watching after the fact, the Exxes and a sneak preview of a single off of their new EP,
Out for Blood.
Out for Blood from the Exxes, right here with the Yeti Radio.
I don't believe in the right kind of love. People either give in or give up. It's not the story that I wanted to write. Now the tip of the pen is the edge of a knife. I think I'm losing my mind. At least I'm leaving it for good this fucking time. Save your tears, I've had enough. I've got a taste, I'm out for blood. Save your tears, save your tears, save your tears, save your tears. I don't think you know who I am. I'm the reason for your warning label, the one goddamn. Nobody's gonna save you now. I'm the alpha and omega. I'm the one who puts you down. Save your tears, I've had enough. I've got a taste, I'm out for blood. Save 'em. I am the judgment and the executioner. I am the curse that's been unearthed. Just wait and see, the last thing they'll hear will be me saying, save your tears. I've had enough. I've got a taste, and I'm out for blood. Save 'em. I am the voice, I am the curse. I started the fire, now watch it burn. I am the voice, I am the curse. I started the fire, now watch it burn. I am the voice, I am the curse. I started the fire, now watch it burn. I am the voice, I am the curse. I started the fire, now watch it burn.
The Exxes, Out for Blood, right here on the Yeti Radio. Again, thank you guys very much, and appreciate it. Have a good one, and take care and stay safe out there. And keep rocking, because it's amazing.